A huge shout out goes out to the EA Creator Network for giving me special access to Madden NFL 26 so I can bring you the 20 best pro tips that are guaranteed to get you winning this Madden season. Now these aren't regular tips from your average Joe, because I've competed for a long time and beaten some of the best pros along the way. So you know these tips will work for you. Keep in mind though, this is early gameplay footage and still a work in progress. But if you plan on dominating this Madden season, you'll want to hit that subscribe button. For tip number 1, I'm going to show you how to read defenses, which is one of the most important skills in Madden 26, and you could do it in 3 easy steps. Start by counting the safeties. 1 safety deep usually means cover 1 or cover 3. 2 safeties, that's likely cover 2, cover 4, or cover 2 man. Next, motion a receiver or flip your formation. If a defender follows, it's man. If nobody follows, it's zone. So if it's 1 high and the DB follows, you're looking at cover 1. No follow, that's cover 3. With 2 high safeties, a follow means cover 2 man. No follow likely means cover 2 or cover 4. Still not sure? Look at how deep the corners are. Corners playing 7 to 10 yards off usually means cover 4. Sitting at 5 to 6 yards, that's cover 2. For tip number 2, I'm going to show you how to bomb the most common defenses in the game with the new slot fade hot route menu option. To bomb cover 2, simply put a slot fade on your slot receiver and a streak on a receiver inside of him. When you snap the ball, wait until the safety pulls inward and throw the slot fade for a monster gain. And to bomb cover 3 and cover 4, you're going to do the exact same thing, except you're going to put a deep out route on your outside-most receiver and stem up the slot fade 4 times. The outside corner will pull down and you can throw the slot fade right over top of him. For this next tip, I'm going to show you how to block the most common blitzes in the game. If you're playing a heavy blitz, simply block your tight end. If you're playing an overload blitz to one side of the field, half slide your protection in that direction with the right stick. And if they're sending heat through the middle, press the left bumper and flick the left stick up for empty protection. You're going to struggle on offense if your pocket is terrible. That's why tip number 4 is how to improve your pocket presence. Most players will recommend you set up a drill in practice mode against a 4-man rush, and this is good, but the easiest way to improve your pocket is to hold the left stick up before the snap. That way your first step will be forward, preventing your bad habits from taking action early in the play, and this will give you more time to throw and the ability to scramble in the middle. For some of you, tip number 5 is going to instantly fix your run and pass game, and it is to stop holding or pressing the right trigger behind the line of scrimmage. When you hold right trigger when running the ball, the defensive line will instantly win their shed attempt and you're not going to gain many yards. If you do it when passing the ball, the defensive line is going to win their pass rush attempt and you're often going to get sacked. So next time, hold off the right trigger so you can burst through open holes in the run game and get extra time in the pocket in the pass game. Starting with using your defensive run fits to shut down your opponent's run game. Cover 2 has the outside corners in run fits, so it's great for stopping outside runs. Cover 3 has 1 safety in a run fit, while cover 4 has 2. So they're great for locking down inside runs. And for man coverage, basically everyone reacts to the run based on their awareness ratings. So it's best when you have a higher overall defense. Now, if you want to get a pass rush, only sending 3 people, that's what this next tip is all about. Because if you do it wrong and send only 3 people, your opponent is going to have unlimited time. So to get your pass rushers to shed, you need to blitz your user and come close to the line, making the offensive line think you're a pass rusher. And what you'll see is that the defensive line will start shedding like crazy. But if you don't want to rely on sheds and you want your players to scream and clean, that's when you can use the brand new defensive line stunt feature. To set up a stunt, press left on the D-pad and then the right bumper. And you can navigate to more stunts with the left and right button on the D-pad. My personal favorite, and one all the pros are going to use, is the Texas foreman. On this stunt, the defensive ends try to get in through the middle, and a lot of the time, that's exactly what they do. Now, if you like running man coverage, this tip is for you, because I'm going to show you how to shade your defense and route commit defenders. To shade your defense, press triangle or Y, and then with the right stick, you can choose whether to shade over top, underneath, inside, or outside. For example, if you're getting beat outside, you're probably going to want to shade outside to stop it. Now, when shading isn't enough, you can route commit by pressing the right bumper and flicking the left stick inside or outside. If you're right on the guess, your defense will cage the route, but if you're wrong, you're going to get fried. Now let's take a look at another new feature, custom zones, and a few ways I like to use them. To customize a zone of a player, press triangle or Y twice, select the player, hold left bumper, and move the left stick down to stem the zone down, or up to stem it up. A good use case is stemming down short side hook zones to cover drags crossing the field. And you can even put hard flats on the field, knowing one side will play low while stemming the other side up to take away a deep route. From here, the tips get even better, but a bit more advanced. So we're gonna slow things down and really break them down for you. Tip number 11 is all about torching pressed man coverage. Yes, that super annoying cover 2 man defense everyone loves to spam. So I'm gonna show you all the routes that I believe beat shade underneath man the absolute best. Starting with the speedo. And the reason I mention this is because cover 2 man in general is shaded inside and underneath. On the strong side of the field, you can see they're all shaded inside. And then on the solo side of the field, especially if you're in a 3x1 set like I am right now, is shaded outside. So let's just take advantage of that. Number one, by knowing that the defensive back on the slot receiver here on Rashid Rice is shaded inside. Just gonna put him on a speedo. Speedo, cuts, boom, easy dot. They're shaded inside at the end of the day, so we're gonna go outside, right? Now, another great route that you can use against this style of defense is comebacks. Even though it's only Juju Smith-Schuster, who's not the best route runner in the world, you're gonna see comebacks, even if whether you win or lose, are a great option for just getting underneath them. Even though they're shaded underneath and they think they should cover it, they still won't. Comebacks are amazing for beating this style of defense. Now let's talk about some things that are a little bit more crazy for beating this defense. And the one I wanna talk about the most is the short crossing route. So if you put a short crossing route on one of your slot receivers, they're gonna run into the defensive back like that and kind of just box him out, right? So right there, that was a short gain example, but you're gonna see there's a lot of really big cases where I'm just gonna put Travis Kelce on this short crossing route, and what's gonna happen is he's gonna push him off just like that, and you're gonna get a big gain out of it. So you also have the short crossing route at your disposal. Now on the opposite side of the field, we know that they're shaded outside and underneath. You could see Marquise Brown, the guy is shaded outside. So all we need to do is just put a drag route on. And he's gonna win on that drag every single time, and you're gonna get a huge gain out of it, right? So once again, you wanna pay attention to the shading. I won't be able to cover all the routes in the game that beat this style of defense, but if you pay attention to the shading, you're probably going to be able to make some educated guesses on the routes that are going to win. Now, if you wanna make a high risk, high reward guess on their defense, and you have a fast receiver like Xavier Worthy, all you need to do is call a play like verticals. This is in trips tight end or in a bunch of other formations. The formation I'm in right now is trips X nasty, and have that receiver on the wide side of the field. And what you're gonna see, as long as you have time in the pocket, which is a big thing, you're gonna be able to split the safeties with this route. So wait, he's going to be fast enough, he's going to split the safeties, and you're gonna be able to throw it right over top of whoever's covering you and usually possession catch it just like that. So if you're looking for something more of a higher risk, high reward, that's the route that I would try to use. So that's how to beat cover 2 man. We covered speed outs, we covered comebacks, we covered short crossing routes, we covered solo receiver drag routes, we covered that deep bomb, and the last thing I really wanna cover is just utilizing your running back, right? And one of the easiest ways to do it is to just put your running backs on in routes, out routes, things like that. And usually they are going to just fry the person on them. You know they're not going to be pressed, and you're going to get some big gains. So that's everything. That's how you beat pressed man defense. The biggest difference between the top 1% of players and everyone else, their switch stick. In this tip, I'll show you 2 switch stick techniques that will help you snag way more interceptions. We're going to call technique number 1 the side switch. And basically, we're just going to be switching with our right stick, of course, because that's how you switch stick. You do it with the right stick mid-play. And we're going to switch to our sides, right? And primarily targeting the slot corners to go up and down once we're on them. So for example, if we're playing a flood concept like this, right? We know the tight end is on a corner route and we know they have a flat route. And in most cases, the offense is going to very basically read the field. If they see that your corner goes upwards, they're like, okay, corner's upwards, gonna throw my flat, gonna get a good gain, right? And if they see the corner goes downwards, which most of the time you're gonna wanna play hard flats to stop the easy stuff, right? So the corner's gonna go downwards for you a lot. You're gonna see, oh, okay, it's open, easy dot, wide open, right? That's how the offense is thinking. So what we're gonna do is we're going to throw that off and throw them off by switching to the slot corner. Usually you're guarding the middle, right? And your opponent isn't going to expect you to guard their flood concepts. So when I snap the ball, I'm actually gonna switch to the slot corner, go and instantly play down, right? So that is something that might throw them off. But in my opinion, the best way to do it, right, is to shade underneath. So the player is initially going down and then switch stick up. right? And then from there, you're essentially showing them that the deep route is open, and then what you're doing is going to guard that deep route. So that's the side switch. It's really basic, but it will get you a lot more interceptions. Once again, okay, the flat's covered, switch, go cover the corner, right? You don't want to do it immediately. You want to do it once your opponent sees that the corner route is open. And you can see when I'm switching. I'm using the middle with this player, right? I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going to cover whatever else is in the field. I'm pulling over there. And then once he sees this player cut, right? They're like, okay, he's going to go open. They're going to try to throw it. That's when you're switching and cutting off that lane. And you're probably going to get a lot of interceptions doing that. I know that because I've gotten a lot of interceptions doing that, and it's super basic and doesn't require a lot of thinking when you do it. The second technique we're gonna call the up switch, and the up switch is really good when we're trying to defend a combo like this, where they have a post route coming from the back side, okay? And the way people read this is they're just gonna read the slot corner, and they're gonna go, oh, slot corner goes outside, no problem, throw the post, right? Because they know you're gonna have a deep zone on the other spot, right? So they read the slot corner. So if they see the slot corner go out, not gonna be in that lane, okay, no problem. They see him go out, then they're gonna read the safety. Okay, the safety's going backwards. This is gonna be an easy read for me, and they're gonna get this post. This is when you can use the up switch. Once again, a very basic technique, and we're just switching one time. So what we're gonna do here is if they call this, snap the ball, switch the safety, come down, and go play the post. That's all you're going to do, right? A lot of people won't expect you to switch on to someone deeper in the field, even though it does come across a little bit high risk. This is probably the most rewarding type of switch in the game because people are looking to these posts a lot. They see, oh, it's gonna be covered or it's not gonna be covered because the safety was moving back. You can see he's backpedaling, right? But then you switch on to him just by flicking the right stick up from your position with your user, and suddenly you've completely cut off that window, right? And it's really easy to stop. So that's the up switch, and then before was the side switch. I promise, just with those two basic techniques, you will have a top 5% switch stick in the world, if not a top 1% switch stick if you get really good at them. We talked earlier about reading defenses. Now let's flip it. I'll show you how to use the disguise coverage feature to completely throw your opponents off their game. To disguise your coverage, what you're gonna do is go to the formation menu. So you're gonna select your play by formation. Then what you're going to do is you're gonna just click the formation you want, and then you're gonna see on the bottom options, you could of course add favorites, you can set up stunts, you have your audibles, random, and then you have shell, right? It's between random and coach adjustments, right? And in order to change your shell, you're just gonna flick the right stick in any direction. So as you can see, it's changing. It's cover 0, cover 2 man, cover 3. And that is the shell that your defense is gonna show to the offense. That's gonna be the alignment of the defense. And one of the coolest ways that you can use this is you can show a cover 2 shell maybe every time and then run a bunch of different defenses. For example, I'll show a cover 2 here, but I'm actually gonna run a cover 3 that's usually single high. So if someone sees this style, they see 2 safeties, right? That's all the offense is seeing. Here on the offensive side, you see 2 safeties. And you also see the cornerbacks are at a depth of 5 to 6 yards. You're gonna think, oh, they're definitely in cover 2, right? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw up a cover 2 beater, but then suddenly it's cover 3. Oh no, what do I throw? And then they try to throw something and it's completely covered, right? Because there's an inside third, there's an outside third, and it's just a different defense. So that's the way that you can use the disguise coverage feature. Once again, all you're going to do is go into your shells. You're gonna select your formation, go to your shells, and then navigate to the shell that you wanna show with the right stick. For tip number 14, we're going over the only truly unguardable route in Madden NFL 26. And that route is the long whip route. And I mean no zone coverage or man coverage can guard it. And we're gonna start with cover 4 drop, shade it underneath, and shade it outside. So it should push this hook curl outside, right? And when that hook goes outside, he should cover it, right? He won't. And the way to set up this offense, I really should have started with this, is just to put an out route on the outside receiver. You could find these long whip routes in formations like Y off trips weak. You can find them in trips X nasty. You can find them in many more, and usually the play is called high-low dig. But let's actually see what it beats. Snap the ball, boom, whip route, open, easy dot, right? So it's gonna fry cover 4, and cover 4 is basically cover 3 with an extra hook curl, or an extra quarter, I should say, an extra deep zone. So it's gonna fry cover 3 as well, right? But let's try, okay, cover 2. So versus cover 2, we know for a fact, it's going to fry it, right? So it's gonna be wide open, boom, Easy dot, easy gain, 5, 6 yards, 7 yards, maybe more, right? Okay, what if they call cover 2 and they shade outside and underneath? And you're gonna see that it's still gonna be open. Boom, wait, bang, open, right? So cover 2 can't guard it, cover 3 can't guard it, cover 4 can't guard it. So no zone can actually guard it. Okay, what if they man it up? So now it's manned up. Well, it's a whip route, and it's a pretty good whip route at that. Snap the ball, boom, open, right? And you can probably get some extra yards as well. So the long whip routes found in high-low dig plays and Y-off trips formations or trips X nasty formations literally cannot be guarded when they're placed on the wide side of the field in Madden 26. Run stuffing abilities can absolutely destroy your run game. So for tip number 14, I'm going to show you how to easily counter them. As you've probably experienced yourself, inside stuff is one of the most annoying run stuffing abilities, so that's what we're going to use, and Kenny Clark has the inside stuff ability. So when I run inside zone here, you're gonna see he's gonna shed and tackle me in the backfield. But there's a really easy way to counter this without some crazy offensive line. All we're gonna do is press the left bumper, press down on the right stick, and then put the double team on him. And that way he'll get double teamed and that'll negate his inside stuff, and you're gonna be able to actually run the ball when there's an inside stuff on the field. You're gonna see, boom, just like that. Oh, open hole, and then go run through that open hole, right? So that's all you have to do to counter run stuffing abilities. That works on inside stuff, it'll work on no outsiders, and any combination. So that's all you gotta do, just double team the defender with the ability. Scoring in the red zone is tough, but this tip gives you 2 deadly route concepts that will turn field goals into touchdowns. The first concept being hitches on the numbers. And the way to set this up is to do exactly what you think you have to do. What I'm gonna do is on my solo receiver, who is currently aligned directly vertically with the numbers, I'm gonna put him on a curl route and I'm gonna stem him all the way down. So it looks like this, okay? And then I'm just gonna have a slant route going above him. That's all I'm going to do. And you wanna make sure, once again, the hitch is on the short side of the field, aligned vertically with the numbers, and you have a slant or a crosser or something going above that route, right? And what you're gonna see here is that when I snap the ball, this slant route is gonna get above any flat zones and outside of any deep zones, and you're gonna get a really easy touchdown out of it. And depending on how good their route running is, that will also determine if they'll beat man, right? And most of the time, slant routes just beat man on their own. Now, you're probably, okay, what about if they put a cloud flat on the field? So now they have a cloud flat on the field. There's no way a hitch just holds down a deep flat zone like a cloud. And you'd be wrong, unfortunately. They actually do hold cloud flats downwards as well. So you can do the exact same thing, exact same concept. So you have a hitch on the numbers with a slant above it, snap the ball, and what you're gonna see is that it holds the cloud flat all the way down, right? And once again, it's a very easy touchdown. Now this next concept also has a hitch on the numbers, but it's actually called the hitch comeback combo, and it's super, super good. And the way to do it is to have a curl route aligned vertically with the numbers. This will work on the short side or the wide side, and then have a receiver outside of him on the comeback when you're at the 7-yard line or closer. And what you're gonna see is pretty much any flat zone is going to go out and then pull inside, allowing you to throw the comeback outside of any deep zone and above and outside of any flat zone. Now that was a hard flat against a cover 4 shade underneath. You're probably like, okay, what if they run cover 2 with cloud flats? There's no way a cloud flat will pull inside. Well, a cloud flat actually will pull inside. We're gonna set it up the exact same way, right? So I'm stemming down a curl route all the way down, and I'm putting a comeback on the outside receiver. Snap the ball, you're gonna see he's gonna pull inside, and you're gonna be able to throw this exactly near the back, or rather the side of the end zone, for an easy TD. So that's the second red zone route concept you should be using to turn those 3s into 7s. When opponents are spamming flood concepts, you need to use double Mable. So for this tip, I'll show you exactly how to use it. To set up a double Mable, what you're gonna do is go to your coaching adjustments, then scroll to your zone drops. You're gonna put your flats at a higher zone drop, so let's say 25 yards. And you're gonna put your curl flats at a lower zone drop, so let's say 5 yards. And then you're just gonna call basically any play, but you're usually basing out of a cover 2. So I'm just gonna call cover 2. And then all you're gonna do is put your hook zones into curl flats. So I'm gonna put both my linebacker into a curl flat. So I did that by pressing left on the D-pad twice, the defensive line icon in this case, and then curl flat with left on the left stick. And then in this case, I'm pressing triangle twice, my defensive back icon, and then right on the left stick. In the same case, it's right on the left stick, not left, my apologies. So now we have 2 curl flats and 2 cloud flats. The cloud's playing really deep and the curl flat's playing lower. And then our responsibility will be the middle. You can also optionally, let's say, put this player in a zone so you have extra help in the middle. So now when our opponent decides they want to run a flood concept, like a deep corner and a flat and all of that, we know that that will be completely covered by our defense, because once again, you can see that the cloud flat is going to play really, really deep. He's going to go back, and go and cover the deep corner. And then our curl flat is going to be playing lower to go guard any flat routes. And you can also see it's effective on the other side of the field. The curl flat is playing really, really low, and the cloud flat is playing high to guard anything deep. So as long as you're confident in your user ability in the middle, this is a great way to stop people spamming corner routes, spamming out routes, spamming flats, anything flooding a one side of the field or even both sides of the field. If only you could hold the left stick to get a head start without going offsides in Madden 26. Oh wait, you can, and that's called a user lock, and that'll be tip number 18. To perform the user lock trick, all you have to do is press up on the D-pad. That way, when you move the left stick, your user and your player won't actually move. So when your opponent snaps the ball and you hold the left stick down, you know your player is going to run straight down, and for example, you can go use it to shoot a run like I just did. Another great way to use the user lock trick, although I'm just talking about how to do it, is if your user's untargeted. So if they are untargeting your user to pick up a blitz or something, you're actually going to be able to just run into the backfield with this trick, right? Since you're holding the left stick down and you don't have to time the snap. And another great way to use it is if you want to go and cover the running back early in the play, but you don't want them to know, so you're sitting in the box with your user, right? Instead of on the snap, kind of trying to time it and get out there, you can actually just hold the left stick to the side, and then on snap, your player is going to immediately get out there. So you can use it for user rushing, you can use it for shooting gaps, and you can use it just to play better coverage. This is really one of the greatest tips we have in this video. This next tip is called rocket catching, which absolutely destroys the cover zero meta everyone's using online. To perform the rocket catch, it's actually really easy. All you want to do is put a streak on a receiver that is close to you, that is likely to not be double covered, right? So all I'm going to do is put a streak on Marquise Brown here. And you can see bigger receivers it's great with, but you can also do it with smaller receivers. It really doesn't matter, okay? So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of time in the pocket by blocking. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to wait till that defensive back turns around and then just pass lead down and aggressive catch it. Just like it's a curl route. Even though it's not a curl route, you're able to catch it like it is a curl route. Now I'm going to do it a couple times just to show you that it is consistent and it is very, very effective. Snap the ball, wait till he turns around, pass lead, click on aggressive catch it, right? Now, with bigger receivers, you can wait a little bit longer because you know they're going to be able to catch it. But with smaller receivers, it's almost like you're just throwing a curl route, right? I'm going to snap the ball, wait about a half second, pass lead down, click on, and aggressive catch it. And man coverage defensive backs simply won't react to it, right? And that's what makes the rocket catch super, super effective. In order for someone to counter it, they have to have a really good user and have to be prepared to swat. But if you do this right, you're almost never going to throw a pick. Tip number 20 is to subscribe. Just kidding, but seriously, hit that button to win more games. This tip shows you how to use RPO Reads, the cheesiest, most effective RPOs in the game. Now the RPO Read is so good because you have 3 total options. You could A, hand it to your running back and try to get a few yards. And then of course, your second option is you can actually use the read part of this in the RPO Read, right? And you can actually just take it with your quarterback and then sprint out and try to get a huge gain with your quarterback. If you have someone fast like Lamar Jackson, it could even end up being a touchdown. And then last, you have the pass key option, right? Where of course you could just go and throw the actual pass option that you have as well. So if you want to mix in probably the strongest RPO in the game, you can use the RPO Read, and probably the best style of RPO Read is an RPO Read Y flat, like the one I just broke down. Now that you've learned these tips, you're well on your way to becoming a Madden master. So it's time to learn a full scheme. So click the video on screen to check it out now.